Year 9, settle down, please. Thank you, Year 9. I can see you at the back. Yes, you. Thank you. I just need to do a quick roll call. Right, I just want to say a few words to round things off for the day because it seems appropriate. This has been a brilliant day. This has been, for me professionally, one of the best days I can remember for a long, long time, and certainly one of the best collections of fantastic speakers I've seen, all under 2 or 3 roofs, all talking about the same kind of thing. What can we take away from a day like this? In one sense, it's quite diverse, but I think, as I said to somebody earlier on, I've got an ambition here, and the ambition is, some people seem to think that conferences should change everything, and of course they can't. Some people think that conferences change nothing, and of course that's very cynical. And I would like to try and pitch somewhere in between the two and see if we can change something. I think that's what this has all been about. When we first started talking about doing this conference all those months ago, as I said at the start of today, it made itself happen. Once it had been announced that we were going to have something like this, by the next morning, I had over 100 emails of support, and I had something like 300 tweets of people saying, we'd quite like to come or help. And I thought that was spectacular. The people didn't just want to express interest, they actually wanted to be part of it and to be helpers and to make it happen themselves, which was wonderful. I've got a list of thanks to do in a few minutes' time, but it's a very, very long list. So what does this tell me? Well, I think what this tells us is that there is now a tremendous appetite for the teaching communities and the academic research communities to integrate better and to work more closely together, to drive the types of questions and to generate the types of questions which teachers find useful, but also for teachers to perhaps listen more to research in a way that's meaningful for, is that one of my students now? That's meaningful towards them. It was very easy to put this together, and by that I don't mean in terms of labor hours. It took a long time to put this together, and I had a lot of people helping with it. But what really made it easy was the fact there was so much goodwill for this conference, and I've never seen anything like it before, and maybe I never will. People gave freely of their time. People said, is there anything I can do whatsoever? People said, can I give you money? Which was lovely. And I helped pay for many of the things we saw today. Actually, I will mention a few thanks just now. First of all, I'd like to thank Dulwich College, because there's nothing quite like a very large venue saying, yes, you can have us for next to nothing. You can do it here on this day. That really brought it all together. Because, of course, once you've got a venue, you can start asking people to come on a certain day. So I cannot thank Dulwich College enough for these excellent premises. I thought it'd be quite good to do it in a school. I thought that was quite relevant, surprisingly enough. And I cannot thank Dulwich College enough, and obviously Dr. Joseph Spence and Alistair Kennedy, who's been the main liaison there. He's skulking around at the back there with a very small boy. But thank you very much, Alistair. You've been fantastic. One of the people I need to thank most of all is Helene, who is in the room somewhere. Make yourself known. Helene really pulled this together. This was a long, long, long haul. I am not a details man. Ask my head teacher. I am not a data man. Helene is Helene was the organization that I needed to turn my bold vision into something which was actually real, and I cannot thank you enough. So can I just say, please, thank you very much to Helene O'Shea. This won't be like a school awards ceremony. You won't have to clap everyone. I'm just saying that was certainly worthwhile. I'd also like to thank a lot of the other people who helped, people like Alex Weatherall, Albie Reid, Leon Syke. Thank you very much. People who gave freely of their time and their skills to make this happen. It was wonderful. It was a real grassroots day. And I was quite touched by that. I won't cry, but I feel like I'm quite close to it. I'd also like to thank Ben Goldacre, because it was his conversation with Sam Friedman, who may also still be here, which kind of started making this happen. Sam just suggested I put this together, and so lo, it was so. So again, thank you for that. Also like to hugely thank the helpers. There was well over a dozen, almost 20 people, I think, who came today and gave of their time and ran rooms and ran registration tables and shuttled things back and forth and basically gave up most of their Saturday just to help make this happen. That's what I mean when I say this was a grassroots event. So I'm really, really grateful. Anyone that's walking about with a white t-shirt on that says ResearchED is my Olympic Park hero. So thank you very, very much. I'll have the t-shirts back, by the way, thank you. Hand-stitched. A huge thank you to the speakers. The quality of the speakers who volunteered to do this event blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. And I don't know what it was, and I don't know if there was a kind of a zeitgeist. I don't know if there was a finger on the pulse somewhere, but people wanted to participate in this. And it was very, very edifying to see, particularly when I insisted, and this was very important, that we hold it on a Saturday, because I wanted the teaching communities to be able to participate in this. And I think it's madness not to, when most teachers cannot get out of school, when they feel like it. Funny that, isn't it? So all the speakers, I want to say a huge, huge thank you to you as well. An enormous amount of work was going into these presentations, particularly over the last 16 hours. As I learned from Twitter, everybody I had booked was basically saying, I'm writing my speech now. Thank you very much, you only had 6 months. I have A-level students who put more effort into it. I gave up. I'm very, very, very grateful. In fact, I'm very, very grateful because I couldn't see any of you today. Nobody gets to enjoy their own wedding, and I enjoyed today, but I've got to see very little of you. So I'm very glad that so much of today has been filmed, whether you like it or not, has been filmed and will be on the website. I'm really sorry about the live streaming. Now, that was meant to happen. Technological hiccup there, but just about everything has been filmed, and we will be posting that in bite-sized, teacher-friendly chunks. You can play them all to your classes on Monday. Not quite Monday, but give us a few days, we'll get as many of them up as possible, and hopefully we'll be talking about them as possible. So what do we take away from this? Well, for me personally, in terms of ResearchED, I'll be driving all these videos out over the next few weeks and few months so that people can look at them, reflect upon them, discuss them, and if you want, because they're free, public access, share them with your colleagues, disseminate them to other people, discuss them with people, drive debate and drive arguments. Somebody said to me earlier on, what do you do with a colleague who doesn't accept any kind of evidence whatsoever? Well, show them some of these clips and get them talking about it. Because as I said in my session earlier on, I don't think evidence-based policy can solve everything in education. I think there are huge areas within education which rely on craft, instinct, teacher wisdom, practical wisdom, that kind of thing. But there are huge areas where good research can make a huge impact. And the aim of today for me is to get teachers and the educational community involved in discussing these kind of issues with each other to try and improve the quality of education. There's one last thing I would like to ask, which is that if anybody's got any pictures, because one thing this conference has told me is that crowdsourcing is a wonderful thing. If anyone's got any pictures of the event which you think are very groovy, could you DM me on the ResearchED Twitter account and send me some great pictures, because I'd love to have a kind of carousel of really nice pictures of this event. Or if you've got any great video clips. I mean, we've got a lot of video clips, but if you've got something particularly spectacular, like a Vine clip or something funny, or if somebody fell over and hurt themselves, then please send that to me, and we'll make some money out of it. And the last thing I want to say is that I'm optimistic about us having future ResearchED events. If anybody's interested, I'll email all the people that applied for this one, and I'll put the same Twitter call out next time. I just want to say that there was 400 tickets on sale here. With speakers and helpers and so on, that went up to about 500 people. We had a waiting list of almost 400 people. And after that, people just gave up asking for the waiting list. The desire to not just participate in ResearchED, I'm not that vain, but the desire to discuss these kind of issues is, I think, very, very real and very, very present, and I think we should keep discussing this, and I think you should personally go away and discuss it with other people in your schools. That's just what I think. And the final person I want to thank, of course, this is very cheesy, I want to thank you for all coming and making this event such a success. I'm very, very honoured that you did, and you gave up your Saturdays. So thank you very, very much, and have a safe journey home. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.